I love baseball. And it's going to be a whopper of a game. You can say that again. I heard they made you mad.
About who's on first. I watch a lot of baseball, so I thought the piece had a good sense of self-awareness around the setup, and also my faithfulness to executing the setup that I thought was well done, and at least reflected a respect for the impulse of how that joke is supposed to work. And I thought that the conceit of of our lead actor playing both roles and maintaining it in this sort of theater construct, I thought was very reflective of the sort of vaudeville type of backdrop where that kind of joke originated from. So I thought the piece made sense stylistically in that sense, and then also I thought it gave a good showcase for the actor to reflect a variety of dramatic range that I thought was effective. So I thought it ended up working for me, especially given that it did try to keep it as short as possible to maintain the bit, and I thought it ended up working in that context as well. So I thought it was well done overall.
The overall concept of it is very interesting because I know it must be very difficult, and I commend you for being able to do both parts. Somehow, however you filmed it must have been really impressive and really dope because filming two separate parts, but still being able to pick up on your other parts cues was very interesting. I do wonder how many takes that took because that is just phenomenal. I think it's a really cool concept because it's one of those where I feel like you do what you can with who you have. And if you have yourself, it's like, what can you do with yourself? That's a little bit more out of the box. Doing a two-person show by yourself. Now that's a concept. It's interesting.
The approach of doing it with just like the one person doing the dual duet of it, I thought was really interesting because then it's not even like the timing of having like the two different people to kind of play off of and build and seeing if it's just kind of the comedic timing and the comedy between the two of them. That really does just show and showcase his own comedic timing in these kind of two different ways, because their comedy is different between the two of them slightly, because one is obviously more agitated and more, not aggressive, but comes across as more frustrated, and then the other one is like trying to be very calm and trying to be very like matter of fact about it. And so you have kind of two different opposing aspects of it, and so it's really showcasing his comedic timing and his comedic talent to be able to do both of those and kind of orchestrate it of doing like this solo duet of this skit, obviously. So like I said, I really, really enjoy this. I feel like it's one of those things that gets referenced so often, but the entire skit isn't widely known anymore.
Who's on First is a classic. You can't go wrong. It's been, stood the test of time for decades. It still never fails to get me rolling. And bro delivered for that to be both the same person. The vibe of Who's on First, just like most comedy, relies on timing. Most comedy relies on timing. Who's on First really relies on timing. And so that's hard to pull off when it's just you by yourself going back and forth. And bro nailed the timing to the point where it's like you don't even really forget. You forget that it's the same bro. So that is a testament. That takes real skill and work and effort, and it showed. And I think it delivered. So
I feel like it's kind of like stand up like comedy because like there's nothing much but like they just coming out and kind of like talk it out, but the delivery is like really good in terms of like comedic like timing and like the humors. I feel like it's well done for this kind of like this kind of story, and the performance good, convinced that they are different persons, not like the same one who played that.